NASA's new terrifying discovery on Mars is making scientists worried. NASA has a great deal of interest in Mars and has sent several rovers to examine the area. Elon Musk has already been paying attention to all the findings that NASA's rovers have made, as someone who wants to establish a permanent colony on the planet. The Perseverance rover, together with a little helicopter named Ingenuity, is the most recent to touch down on Mars. What ties NASA and Elon Musk together? The two favor sending people to Mars. Musk wants to accomplish this much more quickly than NASA, so the millionaire inventor must slow down. This is due to a significant Mars finding announced by NASA that will have an impact on his Mars colony plans. What has NASA found on Mars? We'll investigate how NASA has made a significant discovery on Mars that would alter everything. What makes this revelation so alarming? And why? If you want to know the answers to all these questions, watch the entire video. According to NASA scientists, the Perseverance rover has gathered some of the most crucial samples thus far on its mission to ascertain whether life has ever existed on Mars while exploring the location of an old river delta. Organic material has been found in a few of the most recent samples, proving that Jezero crater, which most likely formerly housed the lake and the delta that flowed into it, may have once supported possibly livable habitats 3.5 billion years ago. According to Ken Farley, project scientist for the Perseverance mission at the California Institute of Technology in Pasadena, the rocks we have been studying on the delta have the greatest proportion of organic materials that we have yet identified on the mission. The rover has been operating on the red planet for 18 months, and part of its purpose is to search for evidence of past microbial life. Rock samples that may have maintained these distinctive biosignatures are being collected with Perseverance. There are now 12 rock samples on the rover. The material will eventually be returned to Earth in the 2030s via a series of missions known as Mars Sample Return. In the spring of 2021, the scientists discovered something unexpected when NASA's Perseverance Mars rover started studying minerals on the floor of Jezero crater. They had anticipated discovering sandstone and shale, which would have formed as sand and mud settled in a formerly watery environment because the crater had once hosted lake billions of years ago. Instead, they found that the floor was composed of two types of igneous rock, one created by volcanic activity on the surface and the other by the formation of magma deep down. The discoveries are detailed in 4 fresh articles released on Thursday, August 25. A research experiment in the same magazine, Science, describes unusual rocks that have developed from a thick mass of lava. One study in the journal provides an outline of Perseverance investigation of the crater floor until it reached Jezero's historic river delta in April 2022. The other 2 publications describe the novel ways that Perseverance rock vaporizing laser and floor radar prove that igneous rocks blanket the crater floor. Both papers were published in Science Progresses. Igneous rock, on the other hand, isn't perfect for retaining the potential indications of ancient tiny life that Perseverance is looking for due to the way it originates. On the other hand, identifying the age of sedimentary rock can be difficult, especially when it comprises rock fragments that developed various times before the stone sedimentation was formed. On the other hand, sedimentary rock frequently originates in aqueous conditions conducive to life and is superior at conserving ancient indications of life. That's why scientists have been intrigued by the sediment-rich river delta Persistence has already been exploring since April 2022. The rover has begun digging and gathering sediment cores of sedimentary rocks there in the hopes that the Mars Sample Return campaign would be able to return them to Earth for study by powerful lab equipment that is too huge to send to Mars. Magma-formed rocks are mysterious. A second research published in Science sheds light on a long-standing Mars riddle. Years ago, Mars orbiters discovered an olivine-rich rock deposit. This structure stretches from the inside edge of Jezero crater into the adjacent region, covering around 27,000 square miles, roughly the size of South California. Scientists have proposed a variety of explanations for why olivine is so abundant over such a broad area of the Earth's surface, including meteorite strikes, eruptions, and geological processes. Another theory holds that olivine developed deep in the Earth from gradually cooling magma, molten rock, before exposed to erosion over time. Yang Liu and her colleagues at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California decided that the last explanation is the most likely. Persistent sanded smooth a rock to reveal its structure. Scientists focused on the olivine's enormous grain size, as well as the rock's chemistry and texture, by researching the exposed area. The big crystal size and homogeneous content in a specific rock surface necessitate a very slowing, cooling environment, Liu explained. This magma in Jezero was most likely not exploding on the surface. Unusual scientific instruments. The two Science Progresses papers describe the findings of scientific instruments that helped demonstrate that the crater bottom is covered with igneous materials. Perseverance SuperCam laser and RIMFAX ground-penetrating radar are among the instruments. SuperCam has a rock vaporizing beam that can blast anything as small as a pencil edge from a distance of up to 20 feet. It analyzes the resultant vapor with a visible light spectrophotometer to identify the chemical composition of a rock. During Perseverance's first 10 months on Mars, SuperCam zapped 1,450 spots, assisting scientists in reaching their conclusion regarding igneous materials on the crater floor. Furthermore, SuperCam employed near-infrared light, the first sensor on Mars to discover those water-affected elements in the crater floor rocks. According to a mixture of laser and thermal studies, the changes were not uniform across the crater floor. SuperCam's data implies that either these rock strata were separated from Jezero's lake water or that the lake existed for a short period of time, stated Roger Weens, principal researcher at Purdue University and Los Alamos National Laboratory. Another first for RIMFAX. Mars orbiters have ground-penetrating radars, but no mission on Mars' surface has had one prior to Perseverance. RIMFAX can provide exceptional information because it is on the surface, and it has examined the crater bottom as deep as 15 meters. Its high-resolution radiograms reveal subterranean rock layers that are unexpectedly tilted up to 15 degrees. Understanding how well these rock layers are organized can assist scientists in creating a history of Jezero crater's development. RIMFAX has provided the future benefits of a ground-penetrating radar as a tool for underground investigation as the first such device to operate on the surface of Mars, stated Svein Erik Hamren, RIMFAX chief researcher at the University of Oslo in Norway. The scientific team is thrilled by what they've discovered thus far, but they're even more eager about what's to come. More regarding the mission. Astrobiology, especially the search for traces of ancient microbial life, is a significant goal for Perseverance mission on Mars. The rover will analyze the planet's geology and previous climate, paving the groundwork for future human exploration of Mars, and be the first expedition to gather and cache Martian rock and rock fragments, such as broken rock and dust. Subsequent NASA missions would send spacecraft to Mars in collaboration with the ESA to retrieve these packed specimens from the surface and bring them back to Earth for in-depth investigation. The NASA Moon to Mars exploration strategy, which involves Artemis missions to the lunar surface that will aid in preparing for human space exploration of the Red Planet, includes the Mars 2020 Serenity mission. The Perseverance rover was created and is operated by JPL, which Caltech in Pasadena, California, administers for NASA. What are your thoughts on this new discovery? Please let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.